everybody! This week we're going to learn about a little bit less familiar of a Bible story. It's from the book of Numbers that's in the Old Testament. We don't really hear very many stories from this book, do we? No. So we're going to learn about Balaam and his donkey today. So go ahead and listen to the story. Balaam lived in the land of Pethor near the Euphrates River. He was a prophet for hire. When Balak, the king of Moab, saw all the Israelites camped east of the Jordan River, opposite of Jericho, his people were terrified. "This mob will eat us, like an ox eats grass," they exclaimed. So Balak sent messengers to Balaam. Balak's messengers offered Balaam money to come and curse the Israelites. "We believe those you bless are blessed, and those you curse are cursed," they said. The night God spoke to Balaam in a dream. "Don't do it," God told him. "You are not to curse the Israelites, so I have blessed them." Balaam obeyed and sent messengers home, but they returned, offering more money and honors. Again God spoke to Balaam at night. "You may get up and go with these men, but be sure to say only what I tell you." Next morning, Balaam saddled his donkey and went towards Moab. But God was angry with his eager attitude. As he and two servants were riding along, his donkey suddenly saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with a drawn sword. She bolted off the road and into a field. Balaam beat her back onto the road. The angel then stood where the road went between two vineyard walls. The donkey squirmed past the angel by pressing against the wall, crushing his foot in the process. So he beat the donkey again. Then the angel blocked the path and the donkey lay down. In a fit of temper, Balaam beat the donkey a third time. The Lord caused the donkey to speak. "What have I done that deserves your beating me these 3 times? You have made me look like a fool," he shouted. I wish I had a sword with me to kill you." Then God opened Balaam's eyes to see the angel. The angel told him, "Go with the men, but say only what I tell you to say." Balaam went to Balak and was taken to the mountain overlooking the Israelite army. Balaam offered sacrifices, then spoke with God. Instead of cursing the Israelites, he blessed them. "What have you done to me?" demanded the king. He marched him to a different mountain to make more sacrifices. Again, he spoke what God told him and blessed the Israelites. A furious king then took Balaam to Mount Peor to offer sacrifices. But the Spirit of God came on him, and he spoke only good things about the Israelites. The king was filled with rage and shouted, "I call you to curse my enemies, and instead you have blessed them 3 times. Get out of here, go home." Balaam announced that the Israelites would overcome their enemies and then went home. He was not given the honors that he had been promised. So Balaam was kind of this tricky guy. He was a false prophet. He told prophecies and things that didn't really come from God. So this king offered to give him money to go curse the Israelites and kind of get rid of them because he didn't want them in his kingdom. So Balaam's going to take the money because he's a little bit greedy. He wants what he wants. He wants the money. So then he gets ready to go, but God comes to him in a dream and says he can't do this. And he, at first, says okay, but then they come back and offer him more money. So then he goes, but God says he can only say what God tells him to say. And Balaam doesn't really know what that means, does he? He just knows he's going to get some money, so he's going to be greedy. So then he goes, but instead of cursing the Israelites, he blesses them over and over. So this makes the king really mad, and he doesn't get the money, obviously, because he did not make the king happy. But he proclaimed God's real word, which was blessing the Israelites. So there's a couple lessons in this story. One's not to be greedy, because he is going and doing all these bad things for money. We don't want to do that in our lives. We want to be doing good things, and sometimes we're rewarded, and sometimes we're not. Have any of your friends ever offered you candy to go do something you know that you're not supposed to do? Probably. It's happened to a lot of us, but we know we're not supposed to do it, and hopefully we don't go do it, right? And the other one is to go proclaim God's word in the world and not false prophets, false lies. We want to proclaim what is actually God's world out in the world, to help God and to proclaim the message of God so other people can go to God and get help from Him for the things happening in their lives. So our craft this week is going to focus on what Balaam rode. What did he ride? Donkey, right? He wasn't very nice to the donkey. When the donkey stopped because he saw the angel, Balaam got really mad, but he couldn't see the angel, so he kind of thought the donkey was going crazy and just stopping for no reason, right? But there was really a good reason that donkey was stopping, because he wanted to protect himself from the angel, because that was a big scary thing for the donkey. So we're going to make a donkey that can talk, because that's what God did at the end of the whole donkey fiasco. He made the donkey talk and was like, "Why are you beating me?" To Balaam, which was really, really interesting and kind of funny to me. But we're going to make a donkey. So let's go ahead and make your craft. So for this craft, you're going to want a brown paper bag, some yarn, a dark marker, some brown construction paper, 2 googly eyes, and a glue stick. On the brown paper, I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to draw kind of like an 8. I'm going to go like this. What does that look like to you? That's the donkey's snout. And then I need 2 ears for my donkey. So I'm going to draw a straight line and draw 2 ears for my donkey. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut those things out. So there's my snout. And then here are my ears. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brown paper bag and I'm going to put glue on the bottom of the bag, the part you would pop out to put your lunch in. And then I'm going to glue down my donkey's snout. Then I'm going to take my ears and I'm actually going to flip the bag over and put glue on both the corners of the bag. And then I'm going to glue down my ears. Then I flip the bag back over, and I'm going to then put on my googly eyes. So put a lot of glue on your googly eyes, or they won't stick very well. And then I'm going to take my marker again, and I'm going to give him some nostrils on his snout. Then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to color in his ears, so maybe they look a little bit more like ears. So there's my donkey so far. And then I'm going to put some glue right in the middle of his forehead, right above his eyes, and we're going to give him a little bit of a mane. So I'm going to take my yarn, and I'm going to cut a few strips of yarn, and this is going to be my donkey's mane. So then I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to put it on to the glue I put down. I'm going to make it all point the same direction, like a good donkey or horse's mane. He might look a little bit more like a horse than a donkey, but that's okay. And then there's my donkey. So then if you put your hand in your donkey bag, you can actually make him open and shut his mouth, and he can talk. So you could be like, "Balaam, don't hit me," and it's kind of fun. So I hope you had fun making your craft this week. I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you in Sunday school. Bye!